This presentation will focus on the dangers of mining in Alaska, specifically outside of Lake Clark National Park. This presentation is targeted towards the general public. Lake Clark is a beautiful national park located in southern Alaska with the southeastern park border off of the Alaskan Gulf. Lake Clark is known for its abundance of salmon, foraging bears, and its stunning landscape with steaming volcanoes. However, this is all being threatened by the newly proposed Pebble Mine. Pebble Mine is an open-pit mine located in the watershed of Bristol Bay. This mine is owned by Canadian-based company Northern Dynasty Minerals. Northern Dynasty Minerals is targeting this area because it is rich in porphyry copper, gold, and molybdenum deposits. All of these minerals are very valuable, but are they really worth threatening the whole southwestern region of Alaska's wilderness? This mining project could potentially harm Iliamna Lake and the waters and lands of Lake Clark National Park, one of the most wild places on Earth. I'm going to go into detail on a few major threats that Pebble Mine poses to the surrounding areas. In Lake Clark, the bear and fish populations are threatened, as well as the quality of air and light. Phase 1 of Pebble Mine would be to build a 1 mile wide and quarter-mile deep mining pit. All of this would destroy over 20 miles of salmon-infested waters. And this isn't even the worst thing that would happen to the salmon population. According to the National Parks Conservation Association, over 1 billion tons of toxic ore residue would be stored behind high-risk dams and be abandoned in the pit after a potential 20 years of operation. This toxic ore residue could work its way into the water systems and have really harmful effects. All of these factors would cause unthinkable damage to one of the last intact salmon ecosystems. And in turn, this would have an effect on the bears of Lake Clark National Park. If the salmon population is threatened and the population decreases, the bears of Lake Clark will have a smaller food supply. Salmon is a staple food for these bears. They really rely on it, and the Pebble Mine could take the salmon away from them. Another danger to the bear population lies in a road that Pebble Mine plans on creating. This road would connect Lake Clark and Katmai National Parks. This is a danger to the bears because the bears could wander up the road into unprotected lands. This would expose the bears to numerous dangers such as pollution, traffic, and even hunters. Other things the Pebble Mine risk affecting are the quality of light and air in Lake Clark. There is a possibility that Pebble Mine could produce toxic dust. This dust could easily be blown close to and into Lake Clark, affecting the air quality. And the light produced by all of the mining facilities and machinery could lose Lake Clark its amazing natural skies. Light pollution could occur along with noise disruptions that could affect the migrations of wildlife. While Pebble Mine could cause all of this destruction on precious national park land, good could also come from the mine project. The positives include different job openings, higher level, lower level, possible boom in the economy, recovery of these natural resources, and we wouldn't have to rely so much on foreign aid. One of the most important things Pebble Mine would provide are jobs. The development of the mine would create high-paying jobs and some lower-paying jobs that would provide assistance to the Alaskan citizens and bring down the employment rate. All of these job opportunities would create money flow throughout southern Alaska, and this would help the economy immensely. New money coming in would promote spending and help businesses. The long-term project would really give stability to the area. And lastly, the recovery of these minerals from Pebble Mine would help us to avoid relying so much on foreign aid. We've already been bailed out in aid by other countries too often. We have to get a lot of our materials and our minerals from them, and this mine could give our country some self-made security. Next, we will go on to explore the geology of Lake Clark National Park. As I said before, Lake Clark National Park is one of the most wild places on Earth. It is home to ragged mountains and 2 different volcanoes. It really has a very rich geological history. Lake Clark gets its rugged terrain because it is set on various active faults. The Lake Clark Fault comes in at 225 kilometers long and lies between the Chignet Mountains and the Alaska Range. This fault goes under the lake, and other faults include the Telekwana and Mulkachatna faults. These faults are nowhere near the length of the Lake Clark Fault, and they lie in the eastern region of the park. Another reason for the rough terrain is the tectonic plate activity under the park. The Chignet Mountains lie on the edge of North American plate that is in divergence with an oceanic plate. The oceanic plate is slowly sliding beneath the North American plate, and this is what causes the rigid, rough ranges of mountains within Lake Clark National Park. Along with rigid mountains, this park is home to 2 active volcanoes. High above the Chignet Mountains and the Nicola Mountains, there are 2 stratovolcanoes made of layers upon layers of andesitic pyroclastic deposits and lava flows. These volcanoes let out regular steam and have a history of exploding. When they do explode, they violently let out magma ranging from boulder size to ash. These solid chunks are known as pyroclasts, and they are the reason for the cone shape of the Redoubt and Iliamna volcanoes. This is a picture of the Redoubt volcano. You can see the steam. And this is a picture of the Iliamna volcano. Lake Clark's volcanic history means that the park is full of igneous rocks. The igneous rock layers present in the Chignet and Nicola mountains suggest much older volcanic activity than what we have there today. So they think there must have been other volcanic history ages and ages ago. This picture shows a scientist gathering samples of igneous rocks to see how old they are and to try and capture a more clear history of the park and the volcanic history, just to see how old it goes and how much lies there. Mountains in the southern park consist of sedimentary and metamorphic rocks of the Mesozoic age. And in the northern part of the park, the mountains are composed of tertiary and Mesozoic intrusive rocks. Basically, the whole park is made up of a mess of igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks. All of these rocks in the mountains of Chignet were formed by the movement of glaciers. As you can see in this picture, the smooth shaping of the mountain, you can see exactly where the glaciers went through and melted and went through and formed the park. The glaciers also brought in the beautiful lakes and made the park truly magnificent as it is today. Here are my sources, and there are my other sources. Thank you for watching.